Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm making my predictions for the 2020 edition of the Royal Rumble. With a lot of intrigue surrounding the Royal Rumble as it does every year with a potential surprise entrance, especially this year where we have the intrigue of will a former UFC competitor make his long-awaited return to the WWE? Will a WWE Hall of Famer come back from his supposed career-ending injury to reignite his career in the WWE for one last run? And in the Women's Rumble, will someone take the next step in their career and jump up to the main roster and take on the man at WrestleMania? We'll get all those answers and more when I make my predictions for the 2020 Royal Rumble, and we'll start right now. And we'll start things off with match number 1, a Falls Count Anywhere match, and we'll see Roman Reigns taking on King Corbin. In this continuation of the never-ending feud between Corbin and Reigns, with this match at one point supposedly going to be a dog food eating match, where the loser had to eat dog food. Thankfully, it seems like they've pivoted and made it a Falls Count Anywhere match to make this match a lot better. I really hope this match is the end to this Corbin-Reigns rivalry, and my pick to win here is Roman Reigns. Going into WrestleMania season, we know Roman Reigns is going to get on a heater here, and a win against Corbin will start projecting him upward into maybe doing something later on in the night. So now on to match number 2, and that'll be for the United States Championship, and we'll see Andrade defending the US title against Humberto Carrillo. With Carrillo just returning to Raw this past Monday, I feel like he has a good chance of winning here, but I just don't see Andrade losing the US title here, and that's why I think he'll win the match. I don't think Andrade should be a quick US champion. I feel like he should have the title for a long time and hopefully raise this up to then project himself up to the next tier of titles and go for the WWE Championship later on, either this year or next year. So now on to match number 3. And this match will be just a normal singles match, and we'll see Mr. Rise Oversized Shorty G taking on Sheamus. With this essentially being Sheamus's return to everything, his first return match on a pay-per-view, Sheamus wins here. Gable puts up a decent fight, then just takes a bro kick, and we're on to match number 4. And this will be for the SmackDown Women's Championship here, and we'll have Bayley defending the title against Lacey Evans. With the current rumors swirling around WrestleMania 36 in Tampa with what will be happening with this title, I think Bayley retains here and beats Lacey Evans. Most people, myself included, think this Sasha Bayley feud will finally culminate with a match at WrestleMania like we've been thinking for it feels like the past decade, even though they haven't been in the company that long. And I feel this will be finally the time when Bayley and Banks will go head-to-head at the showcase of the Immortals for that SmackDown Women's Championship, with the seeds starting to be firmly planted at this show. So now on to match number 5. And match number 5 will be a strap match for the Universal Championship, and we'll have The Fiend Bray Wyatt defend his title against Daniel Bryan. I feel like with the strap element into this match, this will be a really competitive match with Daniel Bryan and The Fiend. It will be a pretty decent match. But I think The Fiend will fight another day as Universal Champion and win this match. I firmly believe that The Fiend will be heading to a big match at WrestleMania where he could be a dog in the fight, where it could be Daniel Bryan and another person facing Wyatt in a triple threat match, or the winner of this year's Royal Rumble taking on Wyatt, where we could see the end of not the end of The Fiend, where The Fiend's title reign will come to an end. So now on to our last non-Rumble match of the evening, and that'll be for the Raw Women's Championship, and we'll see Becky Lynch defending her title against Asuka. I feel like this will be my pick for match of the night here, considering the build for Becky and Asuka has been pretty good, and what Becky's been wanting Asuka to feel like her old NXT run, as she said on Backstage this week. I feel like Becky's going to give Asuka every chance she could here to almost beat her, and then Becky's going to come out on top at the end here to avenge her loss from a year ago. With Becky defeating Asuka here, this leaves one more person left on her revenge tour that she needs to have a match with to get back for what happened to her all the way on her run to WrestleMania, where she won both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. And I feel if Nia Jax is ready to come back, a match with her and Becky at the in-between pay-per-view, whether it's Elimination Chamber or Fastlane or whatever the hell they're going to use this year, will be a decent feud to hold her over until the run to WrestleMania starts after that pay-per-view. And her and Nia Jax could be decent matches. We know Nia's not the best in the world here, but Becky could carry this match to have a decent run, and then we'll set her sights on WrestleMania, where she'll probably take on the winner of this year's Royal Rumble. So now on to our first Royal Rumble match of the evening, the Men's Royal Rumble. So as of this recording on Thursday, we currently have 25 people supposedly going to be, who have announced that they're going to be in the Royal Rumble this year. And they are Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, Eric Rowan, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Elias, King Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Otis, Tucker, Rusev, Bobby Lashley, Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, Braun Strowman, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Kofi Kingston, Big E, and R-Truth. With the 25 participants listed, I feel like something weird's gonna happen here where I think a good chunk of these guys maybe don't make it into the ring, considering no one from NXT has been confirmed for the match. Plus surprise entrance, I don't think 5's enough to do all that. And we have the surprise guys who I've seen the most people talking about, and I'm gonna list their percentage chances I think of them being in the Royal Rumble right now. So our first guy on the surprise Royal Rumble entrance is UFC welterweight Phil Brooks, aka the best in the world CM Punk. I put this at a 2% chance right now. Punk more than likely doesn't want to come back to wrestle. It sounds like him knocking it down repeatedly on backstage this week was pretty weird and could perk more people's interest into it. But come on guys, he just works for Fox right now. He can't be in the Rumble. The next person is John Cena. I put this at a 15% chance. While Cena didn't compete in all of 2019 in-ring in the WWE actually having a match, he had his little run-in at WrestleMania. I see the rumor people are starting where Cena wins this Royal Rumble match and then goes on to take on a champion at WrestleMania and wins to break Ric Flair's record of world titles in WWE and the brands that they have acquired over the years. But I don't think John Cena will be in the title picture, and I feel like him coming in the Royal Rumble, he'd more than likely have to win or have a really strong showing, and that doesn't really need to happen right now, so I don't really believe we'll see Cena in the Rumble on Sunday. Now, the third person I've seen is Edge. Edge's career was ended with a career-ending neck injury, but supposedly he's been cleared to wrestle in WWE and has signed a contract. And people think this Sunday at the Royal Rumble, Edge comes in and wins the whole thing, or at the very least just makes an appearance in the match. I put this at a 50% chance of happening. I can see where Edge has been cleared. We've seen this happen in the past, just like Daniel Bryan. He's retired, he's come back. The neck injury, it's a little weird. We haven't seen Steve Austin was never brought back out of retirement, and Edge coming back, I've seen the pictures of him that everyone keeps posting, and it looks like there's a decent chance that he's in ring shape and could come back. But I don't see him winning the Rumble, so I think this could be a random Raw or SmackDown appearance to where he comes back and then challenges someone at WrestleMania. So now on to our fourth person, and that is Dio Maddin, the man who was taken out and lost a job allegedly because of Brock Lesnar in terms of storyline here. I think it would make perfect sense for him to come back, be number 2 in the Rumble, and try to just take out Brock so he doesn't look like a coward where he never came back at the Beast. I put this at a 65% chance of happening. I can see Paul Heyman really pushing for this to where it's like, hey, this guy's just been gone for a while, let's let him have a chance at Brock, even if it doesn't go right his way. At least he put up an effort to take back against someone who took him out, that he tried to take Brock out. So now on to our last person, and that is the new NXT North American Champion, Keith Lee. I put his percentage of showing up in the Royal Rumble at 75%. And if you have to fill out a Royal Rumble thing where you have to pick someone who have the most eliminations, I feel like Keith Lee could be a good dark horse pick and maybe could get you some points where somewhere else won't be picking Keith Lee, to where you could jump up a leaderboard here and maybe get something out of it with picking Keith Lee. When we saw him at Survivor Series for Team NXT, he was the last one left and he put up a good fight against Rollins and Roman Reigns. So we know that the people up at the main roster like Keith Lee and think he can do something, and with him winning the NXT North American Championship here, I could see Keith Lee's week of momentum continuing with him debuting or coming out in the Royal Rumble on Sunday and getting a good amount of eliminations. And that'll do it for my guys who could be surprise entrants into the Royal Rumble. So now for another person I think you would pick for most eliminations. This one seems pretty obvious. It's Roman Reigns. The guy eliminates about 75 people every time he's in the Rumble. So if you want to go with the safer option, if Keith Lee's not your cup of tea for this, I'd pick Roman Reigns for the next most eliminations. So now for people who have to pick someone who's going to last the longest in the Men's Royal Rumble, my top 2 options I think would be Aleister Black and Ricochet. Aleister Black's been having match after match after match with Buddy Murphy and has just been killing people left and right, kicking their heads off. I feel like he could be put in this Rumble for a very long time and come near inches close to winning the match. And I think he could be in there for 35 plus minutes. The same thing with Ricochet. Ricochet came out to confront the Beast on Monday night, and I think he could be set up for multiple run-ins against the Beast here in the Royal Rumble, where he comes out pretty early, like number 4 or 5, takes a shot from Brock, withstands it, and comes back later and later and later. Kind of has a little Rey Mysterio run where it could be, holy hell, could Ricochet pull this off and win the Royal Rumble match here? I could see him going for 45 plus minutes in this match, getting to maybe the final 6 or 8, and then getting eliminated before the eventual winner is crowned. So now on to my pick for who's going to win the Men's Royal Rumble match. My top 2 options I think are Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. There's a part of me that wants to pick McIntyre. We haven't really had a real true heel win the Royal Rumble match in a while. I think Triple H is probably the last one, even though people were cheering because Roman Reigns was not very well liked back then. But it's just too much of a layup here, and I think Roman Reigns is going to win the Men's Royal Rumble match. If Roman Reigns' match isn't first or second with Baron Corbin, I feel like he should not win the match then, because that's going to make him look extra Superman here and shouldn't happen, and that will not go well. If his match is first or second, yeah, I think it would be alright, and we have the luxury of the Women's Royal Rumble, so we don't have to end with this. We can go to the Women's Royal Rumble and have a winner that more people will care about and like, and not be like, oh, Roman won again. Here we go again with this. There's still a part of me that wants to pick McIntyre, though, because I feel like him and Brock, it could be built up for that long amount of time, be really good, and there's just an easier way to get to Wyatt versus Reigns at WrestleMania if that were to happen. But we know what Vince likes, and that's a big dog who eats some dog food. So now on to the Women's Royal Rumble match. Now, in the Women's Royal Rumble match, compared to the men, there's a whopping 5 people announced to be in the match right now, and that's Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Sarah Logan, and Natalya. Now, it's such a low number of already confirmed participants in the Royal Rumble match, everyone's imaginations are running wild. So here are some people that have been listed as surprise entrants into this match, what seems to be anyone since we only got 5 now, and I'll give you the percent chance on it. So the first person is AJ Lee, obviously. With the Punk rumors swirling, her rumors are going to swirl too. I put this at a 2% chance here. I don't see this happening. Like, this is just like, oh, Punk's coming, might as well bring his wife, it sounds like people are saying. I just don't see her in the match, and I don't see her in the WWE anytime soon. Next one is the Bella Twins. Every time there's a Rumble, the Bella Twins rumor starts. I don't think they'll be there this year, but I'll put it at a 25% chance of happening. We know the Bellas like to randomly pop up any given time, and the Rumble match could be an alright idea for them to come back, but I don't think it will be there. But I'll leave it at a 25% chance that we'll see the Bella Twins on Sunday. The third person I keep hearing about is Paige. Paige's return I put at a 35% chance of happening. It seems like they want to get her back in the ring, and she wants to get back in the ring, and could be cleared or not, and I feel like this is more of a possibility than the other two, just because she's already involved there, she's on backstage, they bring her around every now and then to do stuff in ring, whether that's just get sprayed by mist or whatever, and she could find a mystery tag team partner maybe to face the Kabuki Warriors at WrestleMania. But I put Paige's return at a 35% chance of happening. So now on to our next supposed surprise at the Royal Rumble, and that is Nia Jax. Nia Jax has been out for feels like about a year and a half now. I don't remember the last time we saw her, to be completely honest, where she tore her ACL in both knees and blew something else out. She maybe blew her whole knee out. I don't fully remember right now, but it was in both of them. But I put her return at an 80% chance of happening. I feel like Nia Jax could come back in this Rumble, wreck shop, dark horse pick right here for most eliminations, and then after she takes out about 7 people, 8 people, 9 people, 37 people in this Royal Rumble match with a shit ton of eliminations here, she'll get eliminated by about 4 or 5 people, or maybe 2 really higher up people, to where she'll then more than likely show up on Raw, start goating Becky into how she broke her face and she's gonna break her and take that Raw Women's Championship, and then they have their feud. Now on to my last surprise for this year's Women's Royal Rumble match, and that is Shayna Baszler. This one's 100% chance. I think she'll be in it. She's most people's pick to win. She might be my pick, more on that later, to win the whole thing, but she'll definitely be in there, I think, representing NXT, and we'll be seeing her on Sunday in that Royal Rumble match. So now on to my picks for most eliminations and lastest longing for the Women's Royal Rumble, and my pick for the winner. My other pick for most eliminations, if Nia Jax isn't there and you just want to take someone that's going to be there pretty much 100%, she's already confirmed her match. This is also a last as long one. This is a daily double pick here, is Charlotte Flair. Charlotte could get 10 eliminations and be in there right until the end to be the last eliminated in the Royal Rumble match, and I feel like she'd be a safe layup pick here for anyone who has to do that in the Royal Rumble pools. Another person I think could be the lastest longer, if you don't want to pick Charlotte because everyone and their brother's picking it, I think could be Sasha Banks. It seems that every time when Sasha's been in this Rumble match, she lasts a decent amount of time. I feel like it's been at least 20 minutes every time she's been in the Rumble, and I feel this year it could be some extra motivation to keep her in there a lot longer, and maybe she could surprise everyone at the end. So now for my pick to win the Women's Royal Rumble match. So coming in second for me, who if the first person I didn't think would be in the match would win, is Sasha Banks. I feel like Sasha could surprise everyone and be the winner of this year's Royal Rumble match and start her feud with Bayley, to where it's like, hey, I got this chance, should I go to Raw, should I go to NXT? No, I'm gonna stay here and take on you, kind of Batista Triple H situation, woman edition. But I feel Sasha could surprise people and maybe get the win in this year's Royal Rumble match. But my official pick to win the 2020 edition of the Women's Royal Rumble is Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler got that win in the Triple Threat at Survivor Series, and that wasn't done for nothing where she choked out Bayley. And there's still a match with her and Becky that we all think will be happening in the future, and I think will be happening at Raymond James Stadium in front of that pirate ship at WrestleMania 36 this year. And I think she'll be coming out on top and winning the Women's Royal Rumble match. So that'll do it for my 2020 picks for the Royal Rumble. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you like what I'm doing on this channel and want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.